Hi guys, today we're going to be looking at my heat shrink and I am going to show you what I use it for and how I use it. Now for those of you who do not know me, my name is Sam and my channel is everything from lighting to wiring. So here is my 5 different types of heat shrink. So you've got this heat shrink here which is just black. And these come in all sorts of different colours, so I can colour code them, and yep, so that's pretty cool, but I don't have the colour coded ones. These ones here are meant for very small wires, and these ones here are waterproof. This one here also solders for you, so when you heat it up it solders onto your connection and makes it very strong. And this is the same as the second one, but it's a bit bigger for thicker wire, and then it just gets upscaled bigger and bigger each time. I am going to show you how I use heat shrink, and I'm going to cover all the heat shrink applications. So first things first, I use heat shrink for these reasons, and here we are, to stop preventing shorts. So it insulates the wire, covers the wire so it can't touch up against a metal box or short between other wires. That can cause a lot of damage to your system, and it also keeps you safe with heat shrink because there's no risk of you or anyone else getting shocked. The second reason is they help with waterproofing. Now that's a key part, especially when you're in a wet environment, so that's why I like to use waterproofing heat shrink. Now I don't know too much about this waterproofing heat shrink. I believe this is somewhat waterproof, so I can easily colour code them, but sadly I do not have any other colours than just black. And also it helps strengthen a join, so I use it a lot to strengthen a join, and it works very well. I've been able to put some big mighty forces between a couple of wires trying to pull them apart, and a lot of the time I'm not able to, it's that good. So yeah, it's pretty good stuff. And the fifth reason is presentation. So when you heat it up, it shrinks really nicely, hides the wire, you can't even see it, and it just looks good. It's very easy to work on, very easy to use. So we're going to dive straight in. This is how I use heat shrink. Now the process of this is, first you need to put your heat shrink on the wire. Let me just get you a demonstration. So here we are. So you have your 2 wires here. See that? Never ever forget to put the heat shrink on first, because the amount of times I have wired a connection only to find that I haven't got the heat shrink on, so I'm having to not. So I'm going to do this little trick that I learned a wee while ago in a previous video. Go check that out. It's wiring up wires. So I'm just going to show a wee bit of one of them. And this one's, I think, is the most funnest and easiest. So you get 2 hooks, you make 2 hooks with the wire, and then you interlock them like that, and then push, and then you hold down and twist. So check out the video where the video name is called Wiring Up a Couple of Wires, different ways to wire up wires. So here you go, all done. Now I'm not going to solder this because it's just a demonstration. So here we are, putting the heat shrink on. Now already that looks good, but so I'm gonna go get the heat ready, and we'll dive into some detail about heat later on too. So here we are. I'm just going to get my candle working. So that's why it's called heat shrink. Come on. I'm gonna go. Yes, it is. Okay. So I'm gonna show you. You can actually see it shrinking. So let me just start shrinking it for you. I'm not sure if you saw that. Here we go. That's what it looks like done. Now I've actually exposed a bit of wire there, but that's okay. So make sure when doing this to make sure you've got everything covered. So let's move on to the next one. So how you do this is you put the heat shrink on first. I put the heat shrink on first. Then I join the two wires together, and then I slide the heat shrink over my wire as I did before, and then I heat it. Now here are some heating sources that I can use, but sadly I don't have one here. So right now I'm using a flame. In the past I've used a match, but candle seems to be the best because it lasts longer and it's easier to use. I can use lighters if I want to, but we don't have any lighters that would be suitable. I can use a heat gun, but that's the one thing I don't have, which is a shame. But yeah, we'll work on it. Now, just before I show you the second one, please take this into consideration. When working with a flame or any type of heat, be aware of burns. You can get burns from the flame. Yeah, try your best not to burn the house down. Yeah, because there's been some close calls with that. And yeah. Don't burn your wires, because sometimes I've been able to get it so hot that the plastic casing covering the wire itself, not the heat shrink, just burns. Just melts and burns if you're not careful, not paying attention. Please always remember to, you know, your candle out after every use, so you don't catch your sleeve on fire or you know, all that sort of stuff. Get the flame next you on your knuckle, or you can just burn your hand just forgetting that it's on. One of the other ones I have now, kind of the smallest one that fits this wire here. This one here, as you can notice, has a little bit of metal in there. Now that's solder. These ones here self-solder, so if you heat it up enough, the metal in here, called solder, will solder and join your wires together. So you don't have to put the effort in of getting your soldering iron out, soldering it up yourself, getting your heat shrink, sliding it over, and shrinking it. But this one does like 2 in 1. So I'm going to set this one up. I want you guys to see the little bit of solder start to melt in the middle. So I'll just change that over. Here we are, getting my heat shrink and slipping it over the wire. Very important step. And then I'm just going to wire any old way. Joined up. So now we're going to get our heat shrink and slide it on over. Like that. Now I'll just light this, light the candle again. So here we go. There you go. Solder's starting to melt. So here it is. So this is what it looks like now, and it's got a nice clean shiny solder in there. See, right there, in there. So that's soldered our wires. So these are a bit flexible right now, but once they cool down, they're very rigid. So I'll just show you a comparison. So this is what it originally looked like, and this is what it looks like when it's shrunk. Look at that difference. That's the exact same piece of heat shrink. So let's go over what we just did. So I showed you how I use heat shrink, and the reason for using heat shrink is because it's so simple, easy to insulate wires and stop them from shorting out. Keeping yourself safe is a big part. That part was about the burns, and have a bit of fun. So yeah, so we learned quite a bit. So how to heat, how to shrink, how to put heat shrink over your wire, how to make it look good, a couple of ways of using heat shrink, all that good stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, and always remember, have some fun, because if you stuff up, that's fine. Mistakes are mistakes. I've learnt that a lot not long ago, but hey, failure is key to leads to success. So always remember that when doing this sort of stuff. Like, you may stuff up a little bit, but now you know for next time what you need to do differently. So thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, we'll see you in another video. Talk to you then.